Coming up, we got an exciting show for you today. Xbox is no longer working with Moon Studios, and we have some updates coming to you for Xbox themselves, what you can expect from the platform. Let's get into this court right now. Court, howdy ho, it's Xbox A. Let's talk some Xbox, shall we?
Yeah, let's talk about two games that I thoroughly enjoy on Game Pass that I wonder if they'll still be there soon.
Do you? Do you think
wonder.
they're going to be there?
I don't know. Now that they're no longer working with the studio, so some news happened over on Friday, I believe it was. A tweet came out. We're not going to mention the young woman's name because at this point, I think she wants less. She wanted attention drawn to the studio and less attention drawn to herself, I would think. It's up to her. But she put out some statements about said studio and about the toxic work culture. And Microsoft has now responded.
Yeah, so Microsoft stops working with Moon Studios after reports on workplace toxicity. It's coming from Spencer Legacy over at noisypixel.net. Following a report by GamesBeat about accusations of an abusive workplace, Microsoft has apparently parted ways with Moon Studios. As the developer behind the Ori series, Moon Studios allegedly created a workplace fraught with racism, sexism, and general toxicity. An anonymous developer at Moon Studios was quoted in the initial report saying, quote, "We really created something special, and I know the only way I was able to reconcile it was I was able to watch people on Twitch and watch other people get moved by it. And that was actually part of my healing process because maybe my suffering was worth it because other people felt something. In the end, I mean, so many of us were burnt out." When GamesBeat reached out for a comment from Moon Studio leaders, the response they received claimed that they felt the accusations weren't representative of the studio. Thomas Mahler has a full response to all of it. According to Direct Feed Games on Twitter, Microsoft will be partnering with Private Division for their next release, as they will no longer be working alongside Moon Studios. Private Division has published some of the pretty huge games like Outer Worlds, Hades, so this new partnership makes sense going forward. Court? Thoughts on Moon Studios?
Well, it's I'm more happy that Microsoft has just decided, yeah, we're out. Like it's unfortunate, but if there's, according to the accusations, I don't know, that's what we have to call them for now. But we can all have our thoughts if we believe them to be true or not. And I don't see why this person would lie, but it sounded like a terrible place.
Yeah.
And nothing about it was good. And, Xbox just purchased Ubisoft. I mean, not Ubisoft. Oh, God. There's a one. Do not quote me on that.
Okay.
Xbox had just purchased Activision Blizzard, and we all know and heard all the terrible things about that whole Bill Cosby room. Like, everything to do with that is just gross and disgusting. And their plan is to, cut the head off when they get in there and they change some things. And this right there shows you that they mean business. Unfortunately, they made two great games, and Xbox is out. See what happens. Unfortunately, it sucks for the people that are good there, because there are a lot. Because not everything is. A good friend of the show, Luke Lore, said on his podcast this week, not everything is black and white.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, with this, it's one of those things where you just got to part ways. Hopefully, my hope for this is maybe, Moon Studios can clean up, get all the bad apples out, and if not, all the good apples go somewhere else and make their own studio, and Microsoft goes and works with them.
100% agree. Now, speaking of Microsoft, we'll continue the conversation about Microsoft as they're making it a little bit harder to share Xbox clips to Twitter is our next piece of conversation. Before we get into that, though, guys, do us a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps the YouTube algorithm, gets us out there, gets us notified, all of that good stuff. Microsoft is making it harder to share Xbox clips on Twitter. There's a change in insider builds that remove an option to post to Twitter from Xbox's UI. This comes from Jay Peters over at The Verge. Microsoft may be making it more difficult to share your gameplay captures to Twitter. Based on changes to Xbox insider builds reported by Windows Central, right now on my Xbox Series X, I can post a screenshot or video directly to Twitter through the Xbox interface. But according to Windows Central, insider builds have removed that option and instead direct you to share from your phone. Sharing Xbox captures from your phone isn't new. I actually find it to be a pretty smooth experience if you select a capture on your Xbox and then the option to share it to the mobile. Your phone should pop up a notification directly to the Xbox app, so you can save and post it wherever you like. But with the seemingly impending change that removes the ability to share to Twitter right from your Xbox, posting from your phone becomes your only option. That may not be ideal if, say, you have a phone in another room while you're playing around Halo Infinite and Microsoft didn't immediately reply to request for comment. Nintendo and Sony let you post directly to Twitter from the Switch, the PS5, making the feature's potential removal from Xbox a downside to using Microsoft's console. Court, what do you think about this? I know that, yeah, I can just go on my Xbox and click share.
Good. Can't anymore.
No, I'm sorry. I could before do that. And even this morning, it is funny with the timing of this. I was capturing footage and then I was on my Xbox Series S and then I wanted to share. And I was like, this is odd. I was like, what's happening right now? Something's different. I can't do this. And then I click on it and it says like share to your phone. So it's already there. And I, for one, don't like it because PlayStation does in fact make it easier where it is share, link it up to your YouTube, link it up to your Twitter. And I know YouTube, you can still do that stuff, but now Microsoft is moving it to your mobile phone only. Thoughts?
It's a weird one for me because they just got Twitch integration back in there, and then all of a sudden they take away this. Now, to play devil's advocate here, I find myself no longer sharing directly to Twitter, but I've seen many people up in arms about this. I do go into the app because then you can edit photos. You can set up visually the tweet better, so you're getting more engagement. When you do it just from there, you only be able to send up one picture and you put in whatever words and then it'll say Xbox share. When you do it from your phone, it's better. But you're right, like not everybody has their phone there and a lot of people do this. So for me personally, I just think it's more of it's choice. Like it's a weird choice to make. Your Xbox
Why get rid
literally
of it?
is well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just went in a way of trying to make it better. Like you and I both talked about this earlier where I like the video capturing on the PlayStation better because first I can get longer videos. They only give me up to a minute videos will show up in my capture screen on my phone, but I can record longer videos. When I'm on my Xbox, it doesn't work as well. So I think hopefully this is Xbox trying to figure out a way to just make it better and maybe they change the app, but taking away a feature like this is just weird to me.
Maybe they almost test the waters to see what's the uproar, and there is a reason behind it, right? There's a method to the madness. Maybe it's easier for them right now to take the feature down completely so they can rebuild and retool something. Maybe they're trying some different thing entirely. I just don't see why. Like it's there. Maybe they found engagement was really low, right? It comes down to data and stats with these things.
But the engagement could be low because of the way they've set up the system.
I know. I know it's a two. It's like, well, are we not using it because it sucks, or that because it's just not good, or the integration's terrible? And Xbox and Microsoft might be sitting there going, well, the usage is terrible, so we're taking it away.
Like I look at the two consoles, Xbox does such a good job on making it great experience, like for sitting in my house, like visually with the VRRs and with your Dolby Atmos and just beautiful. And then PlayStation does such a great job with sharing content. Just take tips from each other and make it awesome.
Now, there is one other piece of news here that we are going to talk about where Xbox is doing something good. And
they always are. It's just they do weird things sometimes.
Xbox Cloud Gaming now supports Steam Deck through Microsoft Edge. It's a reality, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming over from The Verge. Tom Warren, big bad Tom Warren, has the news here. Microsoft says it has worked closely with Valve to get cloud gaming working on the Steam Deck. And while Steam Deck users have been able to access the Xbox game streaming service, it wasn't possible to use the handheld controls to play games. Microsoft has now released a beta version of Microsoft Edge for the Steam Deck that includes full support. Quote, we work closely with Valve and the Xbox Cloud Gaming team to bring support for Xbox Cloud Gaming, the beta, with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate through Edge Beta for the Steam Deck. This is coming from Missy Quarry, communications manager at Microsoft Edge. We're particularly excited about this ourselves as we feel it can open new opportunities in the Linux gaming community. Court, Microsoft has a handheld.
Yeah, 100%. Like a friend of the show, Matt from Burnout Brighter, he got his Steam Deck, and I've been seeing him tweeting about it all day. And originally, I was like, I'm not in on this thing. Like, I'm not that big of a Steam or a PC player altogether. And I just got a Switch for my daughter, and now I'm like, okay, my family's planning all these vacations again. I'm like, am I getting a Steam Deck? Is that what I'm telling myself in my head? Because if I'm able to just pretty much play Game Pass on it, and just use it as my Game Pass machine. Plus, let's be real here. I'm going to put a million emulators on it because that's what everybody's already saying. People are playing Persona 5 Golden. Like everything is being played on this. maybe I need one, but it does look huge. Like this thing looks huge.
I would wait for like version
Huge.
2 of Steam Deck where it's slimmed down a little bit, maybe a little bit of a bigger screen. Like this is version 1, early adopters.
But I originally didn't think. I'll be totally honest. I was a naysayer. I was like, this is gonna be nothing, right? A lot of times with Steam when they bring out stuff, they brought out a console kind of, and it was just like, yeah, no one cared. And they bring out Steam Deck, and I'm like, well, people love the Switch. Like, is this gonna take off? But now that they don't care, like it's pretty much an open UI. They're like, you do whatever you want, man. Like, they're working hand in hand with Xbox, and Xbox is making a point of it. Like they're putting out tweets about this, for God's sakes.
That's gonna bolster some sales there, where Xbox can in turn say, hey, we are everywhere, including with Steam, the Steam Deck. I know it's a large, massive audience, but at the same token, for your general market, general consumers, I think it's still more niche, only in that regard. Like the general mom and dad are not going out to say, where's the Steam Deck?
100%.
It is gamers, people that have PC players, hardcore console players, the folks we talk to and interact with daily. Look at this, understand this. But a general consumer is not there, and I don't think it is for them. Regardless, I think it is marketed towards the PC and the hardcore gaming audience, and that's fine. I think it's a great thing though. But like you said, it's an emulation machine.
100%. It reminds me of it's like the Vita. The Vita was awesome, and no one gave it time of day. And now the Steam Deck. I just hope Steam continues to support it, and we'll see what happens, right?
For sure. Let us know in the comments below, what do you guys think about Twitter getting removed from Xbox and you getting basically your little Xbox to go machine with the Steam Deck? Let us know. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.